environment, the amount of plastic we put out in the environment, our science is actually destroying the planet Earth and the environment in that respect. So there has to be a balance. One of the codes in the laws of Ma'at is do not pollute the water. Okay, uh, that's a way of protecting the environment, and we don't think like that. We invest heavily in oil industry, oil riggings. We have carbons that's polluting the environment, oil spills that's polluting the waters, plastics that's polluting the waters. So you have to have the combination of science and the good moral code of conduct. I think Sekou sort of pointed that out with some of his examples. Once again, my compliments to both debaters. Ankh did a great job. Sekou did a great job in that respects. But I would just, give the tilt to Sekou because of that.
Okay, thank you, brother. You want to respond to that, or you want me to keep
Yeah, I gave the evolutionary process of morality. I named the chemicals in the process, and that was basically, for instance, when the baby is born, it can't survive by itself. So that oxytocin, right, that chemical there actually helps you cleave the baby, right? If you leave the baby by itself, it's going to die, right? So that chemical in mammals, it's produced in mammals, right, that actually make you love and care. Has absolutely nothing to do with spirituality. And I made that very clear. Now we might not understand that. We might not want to go with that, but that's backed by data, right? And evolution. That's what it is. Those who cleaved longer to these babies, right, allowed the baby to grow old enough, right, to the point where they could reach the age of reproduction and carry those genes on. But it's based off of the chemicals. They have identified the chemicals. So, early humans didn't know that. We know that now, right? And I talk about how we cleaved, right? And how God is a quick jump to cleave. And like God is a man, really. That's why they say the father and the mother. So I explained the scientific process. I never actually expected, everybody to necessarily get it. I felt like those that were scientifically literate, I made it very simple with understand that. And I've never knocked any spirituality. As a matter of fact, based off what he's saying about African spirituality, he shouldn't care whether I was an atheist or not. Not at all.
I thought it was an excellent point you made with the biochemical findings of different people. And it made me wonder also if that, some people have more of that biochemical versus others who are less, and maybe they're less prone to be caring, maybe more prone to be violent or antisocial. But in any event, when you're dealing with masses of people and, growing together and, as a civilization, you have to have, some laws for how to go about living amongst each other and with each other. And that's when the ancestors came up with the laws of Ma'at to help, provide that moral code of conduct and peace so they can have a peaceful civilization so that you could evolve with the sciences and still do great things in that respects. So that was a great point that you made. I also really like the point that you made about Julian Percy, because he discovered physostigmine, which is a drug that was used initially for glaucoma, which is my specialty. So
okay.
I was actually impressed when you made that. I was like, okay, Brother Ankh was doing his research. But once again, I do give the tilt to
Can I make a
Sekou,
quick comment?
because he combined the two and he did a good job. But both presentations were great. So my respects to the both of you.
All right, brother Sekou, go ahead. You can respond, brother.
Yes, thanks to Brother Daniel, and thanks to my opponent tonight. Like the brother said, building a civilization is a very huge process. If you've ever been, I'm a social worker. If you've ever been in a community where you have to bring people together with different behavior and attitude, it's very necessary to have how people behave. This chemical he's talking about, not everybody born come out with the same attitude. There are some people walking around, they just want to kill. You need a system in the society where the people can live and look at nature and say, this nature is me. Look, I put up the environment of Ogonian land where the people are dying. It's a Shell. Shell is an oil company. And it check out, they have contributed millions of dollars in some scientific project. They do not care For them, it's the generation of these millions of dollars. There is no God. There is no nothing. For them, that is some type of liberation statement that means then I can do what I like. For them, that's what they think. What the African is telling you, you are the environment is you. The creator is within, and you are an aspect of the creator. Therefore, take responsibility and take care of the environment. There is nothing anti-scientific about that. All these looking for burial and graves and all of that. Those are side attraction. Do you look at the moral code? Did you look? How did a civilization last for 4,000 years? It has spirituality. It has science with it. But you say, yeah, put the spirituality aside. They grew up because of this. Every statue they built, their spirituality was expressed in it. Everything they did, their spirituality was present. It guided them. Yeah, they fell. Every civilization would fall. But Ankh is thinking that when you are somehow scientific literate, you can't be defeated or your civilization don't fall. If you look at these people, the communists, they said no God, the science first. What happened to the communist state? Because Ankh does not have an example of state in history where people practice only this is chemical morality, and they came up with a civilization that lasted and protected humanity. Where is the example? I gave you Kemet, then you skip this. You say, oh, they had science, science did it. Yeah, but they had spirituality. Imhotep, who built some of those pyramids, was a priest. So there you have to reconsider them and say it does not contradict it. You start bringing pictures up and what have you. And for me, he said I put a false article. I advise everybody, go back and look at that article, the name of the writer, just National Geographic.
Well, you can, if you would like, you can share it again.
Yeah,
Same with you, if y'all would like.
He think I made it up
to prove your point.
So it's like I'm not missing anything that Sekou was saying. I'm saying that prior to 250,000 years, human beings resided in Africa. Human beings developed evolutionary processes. So meaning in the group dynamic, you had to be able to get along with people, bro. Right? And people got along. Okay? Else you get kicked out the tribe. So I never said that nothing. The point I was really trying to make here is that the difference between Homo Neanderthal and Homo sapien is we was more cordial with each other. What they found out is we had more of this particular chemical being produced. That's all I was saying. And I'm saying later on down the line, right, human beings co-opted the way we feel with religion. And I gave the example of the food. I know y'all seen that. Everybody's mouth started watering. It was a damn picture. Why is your mouth watering? Because it's back to the Stone Age, right? When you was hunting big game and you actually needed the proteins and sugars and salts were essential for your survivability. And those that went after those big game and went after those salts and sugars more often, right, had more babies that made it to the age of reproduction. Those who couldn't, who wasn't motivated to get to those particular foods, right, didn't make it. Their numbers dropped. What I was saying was there was a mutation, right, that caused your mouth to water. If I show the picture again, your mouth gonna water. It ain't even real. It's a picture. Why is that happening? And I gave the scientific reasoning behind that. So, my thing is always this, man. I'm gonna give the community high level information. Man, I ain't never said you can't be religious. I ain't never said that. I'm saying is don't play us. African Americans, right, aren't void, right, from anything. African Americans don't practice traditional African spiritual systems. And we've been jamming last time I checked. So I don't necessarily like the whole you got to do this or do that. That ain't what I'm appreciating. Yeah, pull that picture back up again, Sekou.
Here is the source, Ankh.
Yeah, I showed that. You didn't show that.
Wait, hold on now.
Okay.
When I showed the article, I first of all explained this is the same article. Then I talked about the hybrid they are trying to create. And I show you a picture, I said created by an artist, Patricia Pacini. I even called the name of the artist. I never said that one was a real production. I said it very clearly. I don't know why you like to falsify my information. Now for the hybrid, here's what the article said. Let's be very clear. I'm not making it up. It says, and I
No, I
repeat,
didn't say you made it up about that. What I said
no,
was
let me
you
finish.
played. Go ahead.
It is a remarkable, if not likely controversial feat. Scientists announced that they have created a fresh, successful human-animal hybrid. The project proved that human cells can be introduced into a non-human organism, survive, and even grow inside a normal animal, in this case, pig. Now, let me go to the very end here to see what they said. The other method is to begin at the embryonic level. That means when the embryo, the little baby, is forming, they put the human cell in there to create a hybrid. Introduce one animal cells into the embryo for another, letting them to grow together into a hybrid. That's what I said. They are creating a hybrid for organ harvesting. I did not falsify information. That's not Sekou.
Say cool. What you did was you showed a wild picture that actually had nothing to do with the
But I
article.
explained the picture. What is the issue?
No, but listen, see, you played a trick with our brain. So what I'm showing you is we on YouTube, we in a debate, you show a picture of a half animal and a thing, people seeing it, like, oh, that's wow. And then you talk about the hybrid, like, oh, you don't really tell them that it's 0.01 cells they're talking about. And by the way, they actually took the cells, right, a human immune system, and put it in a mouse and tested the vaccine on it. That's the level where they at. Now, you can turn into some evil experiment and something wild, but that's not actually what's happening. And that's not actually what's happening in this particular thing. It's actually for harvesting. They're trying to grow limbs for people that lost their damn limbs, bro. That ain't got, hold on. You made it as if it was evil and wild. That's misrepresentation of scientific data. That's my point. Why would you bring, why you bring it up?
The picture was created in protest.
No. Why you bring that? Why you? I know from an anti-scientific person. Why would you use that? What was you trying to prove?
Anti-scientific. Patricia Pacini is not anti-scientific.
No, I'm asking you. Why would you bring it up in the debate? What was your purpose behind that?
It was created in protest to the hybrid they are creating.
They're not creating a real hybrid. Okay.
They didn't say they said that. They said they're creating hybrid. It's written here.
No, they're not creating a hybrid. Man, no, they're not. You know what a hybrid is? Like a half pig, half human. That's a hybrid. That's not what they're doing. It's a cell. Oh my goodness. Like you. Okay, I'm done. Let's move on. I don't want to bog down the conversation, man. Okay. I'm not going to do this. You got to take your time, bro.
Sanetta, you can stop sharing my. I don't know.
Yeah, we move on, man.
All right. Hold on.
You can remove my screen. Okay, let me stop.
Shakara, what's up, brother? You want to say something?
Peace.
Peace. What's the debate?
As always, peace to the platform, peace to Sanetta, peace to Ankh, and peace to my good brother Sekou.
What's up, man?
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, good debate. You know, I also give it to Sekou. In various different aspects. I think one of the primary aspects in which he won the debate was in relation to which is better for the Black communities of the world. I think that Brother Sekou's argument was more fundamentally grounded in the historical, cultural and experience and political realities, yes, of Black people around the world. And I think that's partly where he won, all right? I think one of his most powerful slides, which may go over most people's head, was when he broke down the spiritual process, and he had a diagram. Yeah. So when you watch back the debate, brothers and sisters, you'll be able to see that. But that was a very, very powerful slide. And another aspect of it as well was in relation to the answer to the question about which spirituality he adheres to. And so he began to break down Como, yes, and its relationship to other African spiritual systems, and the fact that there's a social relationship there that can yield to a more social, political, and economic unity. So I think he broke it down. I think there was so much more dimensions to Brother Sekou's argument. There were so much more things considered within it, and so the breadth and the depth of his argument was in the end more functional. Yeah, because he also defined science, yeah, quite significantly, and was able to demonstrate the relationship between these two fields, these two fields of human endeavor, rather than an antagonistic dichotomy, which is really false, in terms of what he was able to present. So, yeah, that's my brief, somebody's
Appreciate
initial.
you, brother.
All right.
Appreciate
you
that
want to
comment.
respond to that?
Yeah, he don't know. He never know what he talking about. You know, he black, spiritual, think he flying through the air somewhere. He all right though. But I'm glad he enjoyed the conversation. I knew what he was going to say. It's, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate the dialogue, but man, we see at the end of the day, Sekou finally named a spiritual system that none of us know nothing about. So he's actually suggesting that we all practice that. See, when you sharp, you catch all that. Like, what are we talking about? Like African spirituality. That's some European connotation placed on indigenous people around the world. Like, we're not playing that game like that, man. We know there's rituals, we know there's sacrifices and all that, and we know there's medicine, right? I was offended. You should have been offended, Shakara, when he say the poor people use the traditional medicine in Africa. Now that was wild, because that's definitely part of a spiritual system. It's medicine. It's called medicine. The whole spiritual system is called medicine, bro. And he said poor, broke people in the bushes practice that. I was like, really?
But
really? When in reality, 80% practice that. So he's saying that the whole of Africa is poor? That's wild for me. That was interesting.
Can I respond? First of all, he put a picture with no source. Did you guys calm down? Because when Ankh is talking, he speaks because he's a science enthusiast, so you think he's speaking the truth. He bring over pictures. Anytime I bring picture, even when I put out that drawing, I call the name of the author, Patricia Pacini. If you go, you find it. Where do ants get all those wild pictures? He just go on YouTube and clip pictures. Yeah,
it's true. It's easy.
He goes on Google. Easy. He goes on Google and type, "Show me where pictures of Africans playing with stuff." Then he clipped the pictures. Then he said, "Watch them with the medicine. Watch them with the medicine." As if there are no hospitals in Africa. As if there are no science laboratories in Africa. That is disingenuous. That's not scholarship.
That's
when you show any image, you show the source of the image and how it is related to your argument. But you go pick up wild pictures on Facebook and bring them. And I said, you probably picked up pictures of poor people who couldn't afford medicine, and they were standing maybe in their villages, and that's a true reality. In some communities, they can't afford, so they revert to certain method, which are not necessarily. Does that make an African to be anti-science?
Yeah.
Don't you know there are research labs in South Africa and other places? What are you talking about? One of the men who was first to find the Ebola kill is a Congolese doctor. There are scientists, there are research, and I didn't want to go into the American versus African dichotomy he wanted to go into. He was looking for that, but I tried to dodge it. And when you show pictures, show the source of the picture. Stop going to Wikipedia and clipping stuff.
The other point, the side to that though, is that I've got friends over here who are studying herbal medicine in university. Yeah, some of them at PhD level. All right, and they will tell you that a lot of what they're using, in the university, is that Western scientists are going to indigenous communities, not just African, but studying methodologies, of herbal medicine and bringing that into the academy, right? So there's a relationship there but because we see it as witch doctor, we don't particularly apply, prestige, and sophistication to these things. But at the same time, Brother Sekou is correct. If you're talking about the geopolitical realities of medicine, because science takes place within a geopolitical and economic reality, then yes, oftentimes poor people do use herbal medicines because they cannot find access, especially in countries whereby healthcare has to be paid for at the point of delivery. You can't always have access to medicines that are considered to be more scientific. Why? Because those scientifically credible medicines are attached to big pharmaceutical companies who have a profit margin as their primary goal.
I tell you.
Rather than a community-oriented healing methodology as their primary goal. So we have to take that into consideration as well.
All right, let me get Brother Malik. Malik, come on, let's weigh in, brother.
How's it going, everyone? Peace to Sekou. Peace to how you say your name? Shakara, Sa. It was a good debate. I liked it. I have a question for Sekou. Just a couple quick questions, if that's okay.
Okay.
Go ahead, bro.
In a time of a natural disaster, whether it was some type of hurricane, eruption, mudslide, whatever, and we had time to prepare for it, are you going to get whatever scientific analysis or information that you can use to understand the situation at the time? Or are you going to refer to a spirituality system or yours that you said? Which one what would you do in that time of moment?
Okay. First of all, how I will use my spirituality, first of all, is to communicate to my people and try to show love, show kindness to the victim, try as much as possible to look after I put the people first. I don't put myself first. That is spirituality. And I employ all the scientific method necessary and technology to rescue the people, and all the spirituality to show them love, kindness, and rescue them, put them into safe space. Thank you.
I don't stop being good to people in need of a natural disaster.
You breaking up, brother. You breaking up.
Can you hear me? Am I good?
Yes, we hear you now.
Can you hear me? I don't see how being good. My confusion is this. So you said you would use your spirituality to, correct me if I'm wrong, bring good to the people, go to the people in times of need. Do you need to be spiritual to do that? If there's a hurricane that's coming, we got 3 days to prepare for it. I don't think I need to be a spiritual person. I think it would just be logical to alert everybody like, yo, these are the shelters. What we need to do, get your water from here. I don't see how spirituality, in a sense, would apply. Obviously, you're naturally depend on your morale. Yeah, sure. You're going to look out for people. But people without all that spiritualness or whatever, you're going to see people doing that. So I would say I would see people being more, in a sense, how I would say, you're gonna do what you know, and if you don't know anything, you're gonna use whatever scientific means you need to overcome natural disaster. I don't see anything spiritual coming.
So you asked me a question, I answered, then you provided your own answer. Because you asked me a question and I answered. Instead of saying I answer right, then you turn around and say, I don't need the spirituality to do it. Did I say in my answer, if you don't have spirituality, you can't do it? You made it up. Wait. You guys, you create a reality for yourself, then you bring it as against the person. You asked me what I will do, and I told you what I will do with my spirituality. That should be enough of it. But now you say, I don't need spirituality to do it, and I don't need spirituality to do it. I didn't say if you don't have spirituality, I don't know how you would do it. I don't know. I show you Einstein. Wait. I show you Einstein. I show you Einstein, be a scientist, one of the greatest ever, was able to advise the president of the United States to go to Congo. You know what Congolese people are going through since America came to Congo? He's a scientist. His science gene didn't tell him that he could have led to the destruction of people. And they pick up the material to create a nuclear bomb. Do you know how many people died in Japan? The gene in Einstein couldn't tell him that it was wrong. What I'm trying to tell you, that the spirituality is working towards developing perfect beings that are necessarily conscious of their environment. Are some people going to go against it? Are some people going to pretend that they are spiritual and they are not? All that's possible. But we are saying, based on the teaching of my art, do you think I will put a nuclear bomb in your country based on my art?
Based off of your morale and what I see online, no, I would doubt that you would do that.
Based on my art, will I drop a nuclear bomb on your country? Answer yes or no.
Based on my art, I can't answer for that. I don't know.
Exactly, you don't know, so that's fine.
I can't answer for my. I can't answer for my. But
can I ask?
I would trust Sekou wouldn't do that. But yeah.
May I ask Ankh a question? If Mr. Bobby Banger is still here,
he's fighting.
Or has he disappeared? Okay. When he comes back, I'll ask it, and then I gotta run still. It's late over here, UK time.
I
What I
got
will
a
say though
question
is that
after you.
when Brother Ankh was breaking down a lot of the stuff in terms of human development and our psychology, I don't think he realizes the extent to which that actually supports the argument for spiritual systems because of the way we think. And I think Brother Sekou made the argument in terms of pedagogy and how our ancestors, particularly he used the example of ancient Kemet, in terms of how we transmitted information, merged our spiritual philosophy with our scientific understanding for the sake of transmission of knowledge. And I think that the symbolic thinking, that Ankh was alluding to when he was talking about human development actually supports that methodology of teaching. I'm not sure if you recognize the extent to which he was actually making a strong argument for spiritual consciousness at that point. But yeah, like I said, I'd like to ask him a question when he comes back.
Say cool. What was the name of your tradition again?
That's enough.
Brother Sekou.
So, so Aneta, do you know when we are closing out?
So Aneta's on the
What you
phone.
say, bro? What you say?
I said, do you know when we're closing out? Because
Yes. I mean, you can close out now if you want to. Come back in there. I'm gonna call you. We getting ready to close out.
Let us just we've been here since 7. We can
say cool. You can go ahead and bounce. You ain't gotta stay.
But you don't gotta stay.
The brother sounds like he's going your way. You got somebody going your way right here,
So let Ankh should close out first. I went first throughout the debate. He can close out. Let's just close out because we had a good time. Let's let the people judge.
Sekou, very, very quickly, I just want to ask Ankh a question, if I may. My aunt,
You don't have to.
I don't need you to ask me a question yet. Let me say this though. Y'all running around like Egyptians. This man talked about Egyptian spirituality that the daggone experts don't even know about. All of a sudden, y'all figured out what the hell the people was believing in. That's wild for me. The next point is after he go ape crazy Egypt. Then when I asked him what he did, he named some wild systems that don't nobody know about. And I'm saying that's disingenuous because I'm up front at what I'm doing. Now the conversation wasn't about was you atheist or not. It was about is African spirituality versus science. He threw away GMO, like the Native Americans are the first, some of the first people to produce GMO, genetically altered plants. That's wild to me. Like kale and all that, right? That's genetically altered. Like he don't know these things. He's talking wild. I put up scientific articles to show that was wild. Matter of fact, when y'all go back and watch them, I refuted them half to death in there. So I don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all don't even know what Sekou talking about. Some kind of world or Egyptian wide religion in Africa. All that is wild to me. That's not genuine. He played the Egyptian card. And when I finally asked him what it was, he stumbled and stammered and he made up something. Like, what do you like if you don't got African spirituality, then the people can't move. Last time I checked, the daggone Romans and the Greeks didn't have African spirituality. The Minoans and them didn't have African spirituality. The Assyrians didn't have, the Hittites, the Native Americans didn't have African spirituality. And everybody doing just fine. So there must be some kind of genetic mutation that dives into Australia. And when you're in Australia, all of a sudden it's Australian spirituality. Must be some kind of gene that fall with you in Africa.
You're Abdulware, right? You're Abdulware.
Abdulware.
All right.
It must be some wild happenings that falls upon people when they born. This man said out of his mouth that you born with it. He made that up. That's not, it's born with you. So if you're in China, you born with African spirituality. That's crazy. Christians, the Christians and the Muslim fought. So who God won? All that is crazy to me. I'm not expecting people to really get this, right? You know what I'm saying? What I know is it was a great conversation, right? He threw away the Great Green Wall, which is real Pan-Africanism. He's like the little leaves. It's a genetically, they use a genetically altered plant.
What you do is close out because brothers.
I'm closing out.
I
want to talk about the Great Green Wall that he threw away and discounted it. Right? Great innovation. It actually is reducing the carbon print on planet Earth. This is in Africa with African nations coupling with the international community, which he don't mess with. right? And they building a great green. They already got it. They building it, but they're using GMO, genetically altered plants that are resistant to weather, and they put mushrooms on the roots, right? So it can kind of push nutrients like the myosin, so it can push nutrients to these plants. You can't do that. You can't look at that and say, hum, and get that. That's high level science, man. Right? That's coupling with white people. He don't want to do. He told us something wild. So I don't understand none of that. And if y'all understand it, then that's fine. I know you understand it, Shaka Ra. I know you got it.
All right, that's your closeout, brother Sekou.
Yeah.
Go ahead, close out. The brothers want to ask you a question, but go ahead. You can close out. You've been here early.
Okay.
Hey, Sekou. I just appreciate our conversation, though, man. I felt like we did that at the highest level, though. I appreciate that, yo.
Peace and blessing, Ankh. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, bro.
So basically, brothers and sisters, it was a tough debate to admit. We call a lot of research, philosophy, thinking about all of these things that come together to build human life. But what I did argue, I believe I did put out there tonight, is for us to understand that building a people, you need cultural identity. And the cultural identity involves your perception of reality, what is evil, what is good, how do you treat human beings, how do you get married, how do you see plant life around you. Science has always been with African people. I've been telling Ankh all night that mathematics, physics, chemistry, biology, we had it. But that did not mean that we did not have our spirituality. I show you on the Iber papyrus, they have a word for doctor. They had a word for a priest, and they had a word for a magician. For our people who did not know science, they should have mixed everything up, as he was saying, flim, flim, blah, blah. But these people know the names of the 3 different professions. But they all were supposed to learn science and to be how to take care of their heart. So therefore, we should look at it very deeply. To say when people are spiritual, they do not scientifically progress, it's a false, it's fake news. That's why I gave Japan. 87 million people in Japan practice the Shinto, which is believing that God, their ancestor, they pour libation. But guess what? Almost 39 or 29 Nobel Prize out of Japan in physics, in chemistry. They win Nobel Prizes. But they go to their shrine, they pour libation to their ancestors. Why? So the black man gave up everything in order for him to get something. When they came with the Islam, they said, we gave up everything before we can become Muslim. We should give up everything before we become Christian. Now Ankh is here with his new whatever he calling materialistic philosophy. Gave up all your spirituality so you can learn STEM science. That's a fake news. You can practice your spirituality and you can be one of the best scientists in the world.
Yeah, that shit worked real well for the continent, bro. They booming right now. They on top. African spirituality got them blazing out there, feeding everybody. Infectious diseases down. All that is tight. Yeah, all right, bro.
I ask you to name one president or leadership in Africa that practice African spirituality. You didn't name one. In
all
your
of
own
them do. Say cool.
In
all
your own
of them
statistics,
do. Say cool.
African
all
spirituality is 9% in Benin. In your own statistics.
Say cool. But we know that they mix African spirituality with Christianity. Come on, say cool. Why are you playing with me, bro?
Religion is not spirituality.
It is. You made it up
because
you say so. You could.
Can you go to Mecca?
Hey, say hold on. Say cool. What you didn't do was you never produced a document that said spirituality wasn't religion. I read them.
I gave you John Henry Clark.
You gave me some wild person diving through the
John Henry Clark is a wild person.
Forest. Man, I'm not listening, bro. John Henry Clark didn't give a source. He just said what he said, like you said what you said. You can't use that against me.
And I gave you the encyclopedia.
What you didn't, hold on, what you didn't do was refute the fact that we stand on the shoulders
of atheists. I gave you the Ifa Holy Book.
Are we not standing on the shoulders of atheists?
What are you saying, Ankh?
Answer the question. All the books. Answer the question. Are we standing on the shoulders of atheists, yes or no?
What are you even? Atheism is a European.
John Jackson is an atheist. Dr. Ben was an atheist.
You did not produce one evidence. You showed your pictures. That's what you always do.
Man.
Did you guys see anyone?
John, they atheists, yo.
Did anybody read anything from Ankh where these people said they were atheists?
I'll stop it.
By the way,
Stop
He
it.
posted
as a,
pictures.
Stop it.
And the
Everybody know
scholarship is
Dr.
pure.
Ben didn't believe in God. Everybody know that John
As a
Jackson was
fact.
the atheist. Everybody
Did
know
you
that
show
Hubert
it?
Harris was the atheist.
as a as
Did
a
Stop
you
it.
as a
show it?
fact, as a
You
fact,
show
Dr.
pictures,
Ben,
Ankh.
as
Stop
a fact,
it.
Dr. Ben
Stop it. It's
initiated
so
people
well
into
known. I don't
atheism.
even gotta say it. Stop
You
it.
show pictures. We
Stop
Can I
it,
never
say
show
bro.
something real
any
quick
source.
Come on,
because I
Even
man.
got to
give
get
you
ready to go
clips.
up.
Come on, man. Stop, bro. Come on. That's
Dr.
the
Ben
game you
actually
gonna play, yo.
initiated people into the Neteru system, crafts and Neteru systems. He was actually initiating people into that. So that's the point.
Can I say something real quick? Cause I got to log off.
No. Hold on.
I'm
Sekou,
sorry.
you can close out, brother. Did you close out yet?
he
Yeah, I
closed
did.
out.
All right, so you can leave if you want to. We got Phil in the building. I want Phil to go ahead
All right, say
and
cool.
chime in. Hey, Key Productions, was you in the building? Did you see the fight?
Yeah.
Phil, did you see the fight?
Yes, I did.
All right, go ahead. Chime in, brother. Chime in, Phil, and then I'm gonna go to you and yo, I gotta run to the store before they close over here. Close this down when they finish closing out. All right.
All right.
If you're not closed before I get back.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
All
Go
right.
ahead.
I
Phil.
got it.
All right, good. Thanks. Peace to
All right,
everybody.
say cool. Appreciate you, man.
Huh?
Please.
Sekou, before you go, one quick second, right? I want to say first of all, peace to everybody. I enjoyed the debate. For me, it's a little biased in terms of my conclusion, but still, I will give you my biased conclusion, if you will. I give it to Sekou, but Ankh did a masterful job because of the fact that I believe in spirituality. I am biased towards that side. Okay, yeah. However, I want to ask a question, right, to both of you. And the question is, let me start with let's Brother Sekou first, because you have to leave.
Don't leave, please don't leave.
Based on what you presented tonight, right? Can you give me in summary form, maybe 1 or 2 or maybe 3 points? I don't know. Why would you say that spirituality is better for Black people over science? Because I think that was the title of the debate. I want to come to Ankh. It's going to be from Ankh's side. Why would you say it? I mean, you presented a lot of good information, spiritual information that supported spirituality across the globe, and especially in Africa, which is good. But why would you say? What would be the peak point or points that you would say this is why spirituality is better for Black people over science?
Over science, I wouldn't say over science. I always not want to put in dichotomy, but I will answer your question, albeit. First of all, I gave a historical reason, the first historical reason why spirituality is necessary. We, in the last 400 years, we are one of the people that have gone through some of the most difficult experience in the history of humanity. A lot of our people have lost their language. We that are on the continent, we don't even use our language for higher education anymore. We've lost our culture. We are the most divided people on the continent. Other people are united. So ancestral solidarity, which the Haitian used in fighting against the French, despite they had less technology, but the ancestral solidarity helped them defeat the French. For me, historical and cultural reason for which we can unite and see each other as one is one. 2, for the sake of life on the planet. We are here. Scientists don't know why we are here. It's not like they know anything. The Big Bang, like I told you, is a theory, and that theory, we don't know why it started. And for everything on the planet that we made, we know that a gorilla cannot make computer, but somehow unconscious matter, boom, blew up and created galaxies and planets. The African worldview is careful. It seems that we are part of all of these things. And reality that we see with our eye is just a summary of what it is. Therefore, we are part of a higher being. We are part of a higher existence. Therefore, everything must be treated very consciously for the sake of protecting life, and not knowledge for the sake of knowledge, not science for the sake of science, not biology for the sake of biology, but for the sake of protecting life, because we are part of something greater. That moral ethics perspective of life, for me, I think that's why we need spirituality.
Okay. I see Ankh on the phone. Let me come back with a follow-up, right? Like you said, gorilla can't make computers. So when we know humans make computers, right? In that sense, which one would be better for making the computer, spirituality or science?
What is spirituality? No, I was telling you, I said nature. That example I gave was based on the fact that nature is not an accident.
Okay.
It is definitely a conscious universe that we are living in that we need to be in tune with.
Okay, all right, got you.
That's what I'm saying.
Say cool. Don't forget the maker of the internet is the Nigerian.
That is a fact. Wait, can I have an opportunity to ask?
Binary like E5.
There is no that's true. That's true.
That is a fact.
I don't know that for a fact. I know of Phyllis Imegwali participation in internet, but if he made it, for sure, I don't know. But what I do say, I insist that science has always been part of African culture. I stand on that always.
Hey,
okay.
wait a minute. I just wanted to give you and Godzilla some props before you go. I know you got to go, Sekou.
Let me get the opportunity to ask Sekou a question while he's still there, please.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do.
Okay, go ahead, complete this, sister.
I'm gonna make it quick, sister. If I can, I'm gonna make it quick though, sister. Hey, Sekou and Ankh. I know Ankh on the phone, so I know he can't hear me, but I like the fact that both of you all came to a point of unity for the people, though. Like, I don't think people caught the fact. I think a lot of people might have been looking at the debate and this versus that, but you and Bobby Banger actually came to points of unity on some points.
Yes, they did.
To where people made comments on that, and I want to make sure that's it. And I know that you didn't use some of the info you had because of the African spiritual respect. Because you had all haymakers, and I know, I know, Sekou. And I think you and Bobby Banger did an excellent job, bro, on y'all points of unity. And I want to say that because we ain't always got to fight. It was points of unity. So Bobby Banger, man, congrats for those points of unity. And that I don't like to use the word humble. That modesty I see on you is a lot of scientific growth that you're not spiritual. Thank y'all, man, for what y'all did.
Okay.
I want to also say the same thing to both of you gentlemen. Y'all did a great job in showing the world of YouTube that we do need both things. But I also want to always remind us that it was science, a scientific situation that put us into slavery. And it was spirituality that helped us get through it. You know, science, and I'm not saying in a disrespectful way. We need science, yes, but we also need spirituality. We talked about this on Unscrambled Minds last night. Science is very important. I look at spirituality as we need rules, we need order, we need spirituality. Like if I'm hurt, if I'm upset about something, I need spirituality because it's a form of an order. I don't call on science if I'm hurt. I call on mama, which is a form of spirituality. I call on a different form of power. But I also need science because science, I need tools to eat with. But it was your mama that taught you how to use the tools that you eat with. You understand? So we need both.
Right, Sister Goddess. Yeah, thank you for that point. You see, that's why I stress the point of culture, because it's like my brother, he thinks that people who don't believe in the Abrahamic God are necessarily atheists. You see, the Buddhists that come from the man I played tonight, whose book I show you, Dalai Lama, they do not believe in the concept of a one intelligent being creating the universe. They have a spiritual system that the universe was beginning less and is endless. And we are just into this matrix and everything is everything. In fact, they have a word for it. They call it Sonyata. That means nothing really exists, only consciousness. But they don't call themselves atheists, even though they take the God out, the Abrahamic God and everything. People have their culture all around the world. Bobby Banger wants us to become anything the European pick, we jump into it. Right. When they pick communism, we become communists. When they pick socialism, We became socialists. That's why I played Donald Jeffries' video. They say it wasn't clear. He said the essence of slavery, it was to turn us into proxy.
Right.
Proxy, so that we are not ourselves. We don't even analyze our own culture anymore. Anything that is popular culture, if the white woman says feminism, all black women say feminism. Why don't we define things from our own cultural perspective and criticize little by little and see how we got here? During slavery, I showed Du Bois. Du Bois said on the plantation that people, their humanness was negated, that they were no longer human. Imagine you live in a place where 90% of the people think you are not a human being. You know what that does to your psychology?
Yes.
It was
experiments.
the so-called voodoo teacher that he was showing, making mockery of. They were telling the people, you are human. We will get out of this. They were assuring them. They were giving it that subjective conscious power to be who they were. There was no quantum calculation going on at the plantation. It was just survival. It was in the subconscious. You needed to develop that power to lay. And that's why spirituality first comes from the subconscious. And that's I said subconscious, the subjective consciousness. And let me tell you, everything in life, whether you are doing science or not, is from consciousness, the awareness. But consciousness, guess what? It's subjective. You can place my consciousness in the computer. As I'm looking at you, I'm sure all those pictures, when I look at you, then that means I love you. No. You think I love you. If you think your wife smile at you, that means she love you. I can tell you a lady in the red light district can smile at you for $30. It's not love. Smiling at you is not necessarily love. What I have in my head is my consciousness. You can never see it. And that's why we need to take the subjective conscious very serious. And psychology has not been able to tell our consciousness. The neuron wiring does not explain consciousness. So we need to be very conscious. Science, I can never give up science. My kids, my everybody, science number one.
That's crazy, yo.
Science
number one, African spirituality number two.
No.
Come on.
Come on. I just want to say,
no, don't jump.
They go to school, they learn science, they learn their culture.
Come on, say cool.
I
You went on. You went too long.
I know I'm just looking for.
You went stop it.
Dangerous.
You know what I don't understand? You know what I don't understand?
Everything I show him on
say
science
cool. Say cool.
And the GMOs, he said the Native American had GMO, but European banned it for disease.
Nah, you made that up.
Side effects of medicine.
Wait, the European Union, they're supposed to be scientific, right? And they banned it.
No, you made that up. Stop.
The destruction of environment by scientific.
Come on, man. Let pass the Phil go. Come on, man.
But can I say this?
I understand.
But both of them had.
Pass the Phil go. Go ahead, pass the Phil.
Okay, boy, but both of them have positiveness, and both of them have.
Brother, I want to leave now.
Okay. All right, man. See you later. Say cool.
That I was asking the question, right?
But wait a minute. Both of them have positiveness,
right,
and both of them have negative. But you did.
I don't understand what you're saying. I don't know what you're talking about.
I said both of them scientists.
Science is not a human being.
Wait a minute. Both scientific situations have negatives and positives, as well as spiritualities have negatives and positives. I'm explaining. I'm explaining if you give me an opportunity, because it was scientific experiments that put us into slavery. It was scientific.
You said that already, though.
Experiments that put.
Okay, can we get to the next guy now? I don't want to beat you up. I want to move on. I heard you.
Because you know I'm. Don't go there. You know
you there. You can't just keep talking. Let them talk, and then you get back in.
You're bullying me. You're not giving me the.
That's how you bully. You get them out of there before they start razzle dazzle and making stuff. I'm bullying.
That's not fair. You just kicked her out.
Yeah, I kicked her out. Now what? What you saying? African spirituality kicked
It's
out.
not about bullying now.
I didn't bully her. It's his turn to talk. I'm not gonna let her dominate the conversation.
To people.
Man, stop. Whatever, man. What's going on, Pastor
why
Phil?
you kicked her? Then you said, now what?
Go ahead, Pastor Phil. Go ahead, man. I ain't listening to him. You talk crazy.
All right, so like I asked Brother Sekou the question, right? I'm gonna ask it from your
come on, you go next. Shorty, stop. Oh, she left. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm asking from your angle, Brother Ankh, because
I'll be leaving because Ankh is kicking people out. I
didn't kick her out. I put her in the back because she wouldn't be quiet with decorum. You can be 8 to 80. That don't mean you can keep over talking. It was his turn next, man.
Good night, brother. I don't know what your name is. Sorry, the guy with the books.
Peace,
your name. I just want to tell you goodbye.
Okay, peace to you, man.
Peace, brother.
Peace.
Good work, man. Good work. Good job.
Brother
Salam
Will.
alaikum, salami and bacon.
Yeah. Okay. So, brother Ankh, I just wanted to ask you. You have given a lot of information, right? And I could get lost in the volume of the information. Okay.
I'm listening to you. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I could get lost, or someone could get lost in the volume of the information, right? So I would like to ask, can you give me in summary form, right, based on what you have said tonight, maybe 1, 2, or 3 points, no more than that. Why you say that? Because I think that was in the title of the debate: spirituality versus science. Which one is better for the Black people, right?
Right.
So, in very summary form, precise form, why would you say that science is better for Black people over spirituality?
Because spirituality came way later.
Okay.
Being able to survive and understand your natural world came first. Just like literature, you don't just start out butt ball naked writing literature. You don't just start out butterball naked doing rituals and religion and all that stuff. You start out trying to understand your ecology, right? You don't start out trying to understand the supernatural world. You don't start out with high level philosophy. Everybody, we doing anachronisms. I don't know what Sekou was talking about. So what I'm saying is, I made the clear point that there were evolutionary processes that has been co-opted by religion. That's what I said. I talked about the green wall. He acted like that wasn't a real thing that occurred. It absolutely was. Hold on one sec.
Is Unc muted?
Yeah, he said hold on. He said to hold on for 1 second.
All right, go ahead.
No, you were talking because I asked a question about why would you say, give me in summary form.
Rob is crying.
Based on, give me in summary form.
In summary form,
hey, shalom, shalom, most high bless.
Yeah,
What's going on? I have to be in the back chat for how long?
No, yo, you fell out. Your phone did it. What is wrong with
sir,
y'all?
I didn't fall out. Shanetta had to tell you to add me. Why?
No,
What's the?
I added you. You fell out. See,
no,
it's the theory of the mind. Hey,
no,
Phil,
no.
you see what's going on, Phil? You see that, right?
No.
See,
no.
she
You
think
know
that
what?
I think,
you know
you think that I think. I
interesting,
talk
though?
about that in the debate, right?
Let me speak. You know
No,
what's
you're not
interesting?
speaking because it's not your turn yet. Why y'all keep doing that?
I was gonna tell you that I voted for you, but all right.
You still can't. Dr. Phil, the point I was making was very, very simple. There are many, many spiritual systems. And for this guy to think that African spirituality is the thing that made everybody rock is just wild to me, bro. I don't understand that type of talk. Right? Nephali, she's a Hebrew. She wouldn't acquiesce to that. You're a Christian. You wouldn't acquiesce to that. He's just overboard arrogant about the African spirit. So what about all? I know what the debate was. He never answered the question, yo. I showed you how Pan-Africans on the continent, the real movement, actually formed the Green Wall. He scoffed at that, bro. He actually scoffed at that. That's changing the carbon print, lowering global warming. Right there, that right there. That's serious work for humanity. Spirituality is a personal thing. Religion, personal tribal thing. But science is for the betterment of the world.
Okay.
Science unifies the world, meaning you just can't bogart somebody with your spiritual system. Right? You got to be on the same accord with science. It unifies human populations. That's the reality of it. Right? We all need to survive, bro. Right? I think living in America, bro, you know what I'm saying? We just We living so smooth, yo. We need to go somewhere else for a while. We need to take a train, a plane, right? And go to some of these countries, yo, that don't got that. It's right here. We live in the first world country and take for granted how advancement in STEM improved our lives. Like, it's absurd to me, right? Human beings got the right to pick whatever system they want. And who in the world is Sekou to say African spirit is the answer? That's like a zealot or something to me. I'm smart enough to know that, yo, it's like you got a doctrine going here, bro. We didn't even know what his spiritual system was to the end, and he made up a wild name about something. We don't know the practice. We don't know none of that. He played Egypt till I forced him into it. Now it's Kamudabu. Like, what kind of games are we playing, bro? I was up front. Matter of fact, the conversation wasn't even about atheism. I never said don't have a spiritual. I've never told a person that. So the fact that this African, whatever the world, didn't tell him to stop lying is crazy to me. But go ahead, Nepali. Did I say your name right? Neptali. You're on mute. I can't hear you. Go ahead.
Well, you know, the way that you've been acting, keeping me in the back, you know, I have to just say now you lost.
I didn't keep you in the back.
That is unnecessary to keep me back there like that.
I'm saying I didn't keep in the back. You fell off the panel. I don't know how you did that. Sarnetta was in here when you came. I don't know. But go ahead.
He was in here.
Yeah,
That's not true.
I wasn't in control of the show when Sarnetta came in here. And I thought he put you up. Yeah, I didn't knock you in the back for what? Why would I do that to you? I've never treated you like that. You've never treated me like that. But you actually proved my point in my lecture, right? I talked about how we think we know what the other person is thinking. I talked about all of that, and he just proved it. I would never do you like that, sis. You've never done me like that. I have no reason to do that. See? But it's the believing brain, and that's how we deal with each other. It is what it is.
You left me. As soon as you kicked out Sister Freedom, I've been back there. I was back there when she was on the show. I've been back there when you kicked her off.
But I didn't.
I was back there when you put her back.
I didn't kick Sister Freedom off. No, I didn't.
Hold on. Can I speak for a second? I was back there when she was on. When you put her in the back, and then when you brought her back on, and then she left. I was still there, and then I had to call Sinetta. Okay.
Thank you. What I'm saying is, you was up, and I don't know if it's your phone knocked you back down or something. I thought you was doing something. That's why I left you alone. I didn't do that. That's all I'm telling you. I have no reason to do that. And I'm glad you changed your stance when I kicked her off. She was over talking. It wasn't her turn. She said everything she needed to say, and she was going back to repeat the same thing. I was like, hold on, this man got a question. Just relax. And she wouldn't do it. So it is what it is.
I can say something now if you want.
Absolutely.
All right. So, yes, I am American Nation. I just want to say, first of all, Ankh, I just want to commend you for handling the sister properly. I just feel sometimes I listen to this show a lot, and there are times where sisters are not corrected. And I don't know how you take this, but I think you did it well. You weren't disrespectful. You were very clear. She didn't respond, and you responded accordingly. And it was well done. I just wish it would be done more often. You did it great. You did a great job. Now, as far as the debate, you're right. You're absolutely right. If even as me as a Hebrew, our people did not have we technically didn't have a spiritual system when we started. We were, Yah made us, and we just, we believe that He gave the world innate abilities as humans. So it wasn't necessarily spiritual at all. It was just stuff we knew how to do because of how we were made and our environment that He put us in. But it was later on that He gave us a spiritual system to follow, and even then we wouldn't follow it. So, as far as the African system being African spiritual system being something that's going to be good for us, I doubt that, because if you look at the so-called African nations, they can't even use that system to bring themselves together. In fact, it's tearing them apart. In the place of colonialization. I'm sorry, but you would think that a powerful system such as the so-called African spiritual system would bring them together, and it's not. So you can't say that. They can't say Sekou couldn't possibly use that as an example to use as something that's good for the so-called Negro race. So I'm just gonna say that.
Japan. In the debate about African spirituality, his only example was Japan. And then
exactly.
What is that noise? In the debate, he used Japan spiritual system. That was the most wildest thing I've ever seen in my life.
That is wild, yeah.
And I know y'all ain't acting like that ain't what he did, because he did that. And then he said people that use traditional medicine was the poor, broke people. I just saw the African lady in the marketplace, right, with her traditional medicine. I didn't knock it. I banged on traditional Chinese medicine on purpose. I left that alone. Right. And I said that I don't have a problem with them having that. It's entrenched in the culture. Right. Yeah. I said what they need is quote unquote scientific based medicine was my point.
Mm-hmm.
So he was all over the place with that nonsense. He couldn't bring it together. Right. And it didn't make no sense to me.
It didn't make any sense. Yeah. So I think go ahead. Sorry.
No. So you know what I'm saying? I don't know about the wins, the losses, losers, the wins. All I'm saying is, man, I thought it was a good point, a good way to just educate the people on how humans evolved certain traits that would later on make them vulnerable to beliefs. That's it. That's why people end up in cults, right? That's why people stay in bad relationships for way too long, right? Because there's certain things going on in the brain, there's certain chemicals being produced, right? Women, when they have childbirth, some women are depressed. Right. And depression actually suppresses these chemicals. It's on record that some women will actually discard their babies.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's not, you know what I mean? That the lady just went to jail for drowning some kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's a lot in her body going on to bring forth life. Like a lot of imbalance going on. That's probably one of the most spectacular things you can do. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead. What's up?
All right.
Now, you said what?
Hold on, yo, Unc, man, what's going on, man?
Man, you gonna see
to the store? You get emotional over
That's
these.
your problem. That's your problem, son.
Brother.
That's your problem, son.
You got you getting emotional, brother.
Hey, son, that's your problem now. See, now, you know I ain't emotional about no stupid ass conversation now, bro.
Dude, I'm in the store and I'm looking at it. I'm like, oh man, I gotta have it back. Unc is going crazy. The women got Yo, you kicking Sister Freedom out?
She was out of line, sir.
I kicked out.
Oh, she was out of line, sir. She was extremely out of line.
What happened with Naphtali?
You brought Nephali on the panel, did you not?
No, I did not.
Okay, but her thing icon went up, and it went, you know how? Am I right or wrong, Saul? Sometimes a person thing will go down by itself. Am I not right or wrong?
Yes.
Right, what happened to her? I thought she put a thing down or something. I didn't touch her. I wouldn't do that to Nephali. And as for Sister Freedom, I didn't kick her off. She was running her mouth too much, right? And I put her in the back, and then I brung her up, and she dumped off. She don't got the right to come on here and bogart. That's crazy to me. She said everything she needed to say. It was another brother's time. I say, I got you next. You can get back in and let the brother finish.
All right. Hey, Sister Freedom, we don't need to go over that. I don't want to go over that, Sister Freedom. Just speak your piece. We don't got to go over that no more. So let the brother go ahead. He was asking Unc a question.
Yes, Unc, you said that the science brings the world together. Now, that is true. But do you think, because let me see if I can make this real short. I used to wonder why, for example, Zimbabwe or Haiti or even like certain Caribbean islands never held on to their agricultural roots when they decided to join the globalized world, right? So while it is true that science brought everyone together, don't you think that there is a certain point where science indeed does get detrimental to the environment, and that we shouldn't continue to progress in that way, but we should keep some room for the natural world and not cause an imbalance? You know what I mean? So that we can coexist.
Nah, see, you right there. You
It's a
messing it
question.
up.
It's a question. It's a
Yeah,
question.
and the point I want to make is you messing that up. You messing it all the way up, right? It's not science that messed up the world. It would have to be human beings, right?
Correct.
And
Correct. Correct.
so, it's not science doing that. You got to look at 8.5 billion people now. So things have changed now. You can't keep operating under the banner of 100 people per tribe, yo, because that's how it really was, right? So now human beings are actually the most invasive species on planet Earth. They're in all ecosystems, right? They actually transferring, right, pathogens to the animals. Zoonotic transfer back and forth. They spreading different bacteria and viruses from one ecosystem to another that never would even be there. So things have changed. We can't keep thinking that we can do things we did in the Stone Age, right? Humans wasn't in every ecosystem like that. Humans wasn't coming in contact with all the animals. They say they different spaces. Now humans are everywhere, right? So as we learn more about nature, we learn about things need to be biodegradable. We're learning. Like it doesn't just come to like boom, boom. So I don't like the fact that we think that ancient people boom knew everything. That's the most ridiculous thing on planet Earth. I'm pretty sure we know that humans overhunted. We know they did things like that. What the hell wrong with you, Robin?
Thank you.
All right,
All right,
now,
can I
Robin looking wild right there.
all right, come on, Robin. You got the
okay.
you got it. It's on you, Robin. Unmute yourself, sis.
I said it's very, very hard to come back up here and not say anything for to a pastor that just absolutely told a lie on me. And for my friend to lie on me too. It's really, really hard. I only came up here to say how that science and spirituality has negative and positive aspects about them. And I was trying to give examples as to why I was saying making that situation, saying that about them. I'm getting very nervous because I'm trying to hold back, not getting smart with Ankh and that so-called pastor. Okay. But yeah, that part.
Oh,
Yeah, person. Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on from here, y'all.
I'm gonna move on because I'm gonna go talk about this on Unscrambled Minds. But spirituality is something that I feel as though that we need, and science is something that I feel as though that we need. As I was stating before, and I gave examples as to why I'm saying I don't want to be repeating myself, as Unc was saying, but our lives, okay, was experiments with science. Even medications that we take every single day have side effects with it, with science. Okay. So science has positiveness and it has negativeness. With spirituality, we know that there's no man walking in the sky, and we know that there's no man walking underneath the ground. So mentally, if you want to go with spirituality with religion, or if you just want to go with spirituality as something with forms of nature, because we know that spirituality has different aspects, as we know that science has different aspects. What does science mean? The study of. Am I correct to say that?
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
no, that's not true.
Yeah, anyway, can you hear me okay, everybody?
So science is not the
hold on, Paul. Hold on.
Hold on, what? I just came in.
Yeah, wait until I call on you, sister. Wait on, baby.
Oh, you're calling on people now? Because it was the Wild West about 5 minutes ago. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Great debate. It was awesome. I really loved it.
All right, hold on, Nepal. Hold on. I want the people to finish first. Please, let's not do this again. Go ahead.
Okay. So anyway, I wanted to say it was a good debate because the audience got the opportunity to see why we need science and why we need spirituality in our lives. Okay, so that was my main thing of coming up.
Robin, it was African spirituality though, not just any spirituality, but African spirituality. That was the debate.
Well, don't y'all run around all day long hollering about you African?
Y'all don't do that. Y'all say they're African American.
Okay,
That's what I say.
Well, whatever. I'm just saying spirituality, African spirituality, or what have you. However, spirituality is something that we need in our lives. When we are hurt, when we are going through situations, we don't call on spirit, we don't call on science. We call on the forms of spirituality that we use in our lives. Even
Say
if
it
we
again. Say it again. On what?
we are hurt or we're going through the different situations in our lives, we call on the different spiritualities that we use in our lives. Even if we call on mama, it's a form of a spirituality in our life, because spirituality is a form of nature. We are a part of the all, and the all is a part of us. Spirituality is
the all what?
The universe is a part of us, and we're a part of the universe. Everything that's in existence is a part of us, and we are a part of it.
Oh.
So I don't know why you're saying, oh, like you don't know that.
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
you know, it is what it is. That's probably why you didn't get
all right.
You were supposed
All
to.
right.
You said
All
what?
right.
I couldn't hear you. Hold on. You said what, Robin?
That's probably why you didn't get as many votes as you expected to get.
So you think I expected? Hold on. You think I expected to get votes, Robin?
Yes, I do.
I didn't expect to get anything specifically
y'all don't hear me
from
talking,
you.
man?
I didn't
Y'all don't hear me
expect
talking?
anything. I expected
hear
to
me
teach
talk.
like I
Come on.
did. That's what I expected, Rob.
All right, Nepal. What you got, Nepal? You got Nepal.
I
speaking.
mean, I just
You
it
cut
was.
me off,
I
man.
mean,
Yo, I can
I
get
don't
off
mind.
this motherfucker. Yo, you
No,
cut
I
me
know.
off,
I
man.
was gonna say, Ankh, you can go ahead and finish because I don't need to speak. If it was your debate and it was Sekou's debate, so I know I've seen everybody. You know, sisters, if we want to be treated equally, we can't. We have to treat the brothers like we want to be treated. So I know when I have a debate with another person, I'd like to be featured. So I'm going to let Ankh go ahead, and I was just going to make some comments about what a great debate it was. But go ahead and finish your thought, and I'll hold on.
I didn't expect votes from anybody. It always goes that way. Wasn't expecting anything. What I wanted to do was make sure.
You always lose.
Robin, let him finish. Robin, let him
Robin,
finish.
I'm gonna tell you this. I didn't expect specifically you, Robin, to comprehend anything I said. Not you.
I don't know why. Maybe
because
because you don't comprehend nothing that I say.
point is,
Robin,
I'm not
Robin,
arguing with you. My point is,
let him finish.
it's a hard toe.
Let him finish.
It's a hard toe to introduce scientific literacy to a group of individuals that swear by, right? Sekou was in there swearing we was the most spiritual ever, right? So I never expected anything. What I did was I presented sound information. What I did was I showed how science changes the world, not spirituality. What I showed was what was better for black people, not only black people, but human beings, period. And I gave a clear example that spirituality never could do. It's called the Green Wall, and it brought African nations together, real Pan-Africanists, real. And I talked about GMOs, right? I talked about resistant plants to weather. I talked about all that. He was like, forget that. That's crazy to me. I never knocked what he was doing. I simply presented information that was sound, not only for black, for the whole earth is what I did. So, Robin, you know how I go around here, man. I don't never come up here saying I won or lost. I just come up here and do my thing. I'm good. Trust me. I look mad to you about anything? Presented what I needed to present it. Now we got a footprint on what's really good. What's up, Reggie?
All right, Robin, finish up.
Good job.
You ain't gotta go at him. Let's go.
Yeah, relax, Rob. You know you my peoples. Why you acting like that, Shaw?
Probably because you acted like that, Shorty.
I didn't put you out. I wouldn't do that to you.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm grateful.
Fix your face, man. Fix your face, Robin. Fix your face, sis.
Unscrambled Minds and speak about the debate. All right, y'all have a good evening. And thank you, Sanetta, for letting me come up.
Can I ask one question, please? Oh, she's gone.
All right. Let me get on over to where we going? Where we at? All right, Neftali. Neftali, you wanted to say something?
Hey, shalom, most God bless everybody in the chat, everybody on the panel. I just want to say that I did tune in to the debate. I just want to let everybody know how I feel. I honestly felt like, on both sides, I really didn't get enough information to really understand their premise. Now, when it comes to you, Ankh, I feel like you were heavy on the white supremacy. I feel like you were bringing in a lot of, the image that you showed of a African naked with blood in the bowl. What was the purpose of that? That was very distasteful. Also, your whole thing about, showcasing Darwinism and utilizing Darwin as a source is something to see. It's a sight for sore eyes. And the whole thing about, atheists, I'm here to defend the Bible. I'm here to defend the Bible, which is true African spirituality. And the fact that you are speaking against as if African spirituality as well as science can't coexist. The problem is that you believe in pseudoscience. And that was what you represented tonight.
Uh-oh. And I appreciate you. and I appreciate that nobody really likes African spirituality. Not even Sekou. Sekou say poor people use traditional African medicine. Nefali said it was distasteful to show an African practicing his spirituality. Right? Look at you. You said it's distasteful for an African. This was an indigenous man, hunter-gatherer guy, practicing his tradition, and you mad because he ain't have on a Hebrew Power Ranger outfit. That's wild to me. See, y'all don't really want traditional African spirituality. Y'all want the Sekou, flim, flam, bam, bam, boom, new age nonsense. I gave y'all the real African spirituality. The man said medicine was for poor people. Anybody to deal with the continent, they understand what traditional medicine is. All that, it was for poor people. That should have been distasteful to anybody watching that. Now, you poor people in the bush. He said that. What? 80% of the people use this. That's an age-old thing they got. They've been developing it for thousands of years. Now, all of a sudden, just the poor people use it. Oh, man, whatever, man. I ain't even listening to you. Nepal gonna handle you. Yeah, because you tripping. I already know you tripping. Yeah, she will definitely beat you up. Yeah, I'm be in there for that one. Yeah, I ain't worried about that. You got that. Trust me.
All right, yeah. Peace to everybody. Peace to the Polly. Peace to Ankh. Peace to Sekou. I just want to say that despite if I agree with Ankh about his stance, I thought it was a great debate. I like to focus on that because, if you wanted to debate him, if you want to jump on the panel and debate him, you should have signed up for the debate before Sekou did. So, yeah, I just want to see more debates where we are talking about science, which that will be I got up here to promote my debate with Naphtali. We will be talking about science. And I'm just really, I'm happy to be... I'm happy to be a part of the HOK. That was excellent. Sonnetter, you bring the best debates. You bring the best debaters. Ankh, Sekou, great job. I can't say it enough. So if you want to, you want to hit the panel and beat them up, this is the toughest environment. But you need to come with facts and sources because as I was told, me as his wife, as a woman, shut the fuck up or source up. And if you don't, then shut the fuck up, sissies. That's all I gotta say.
All right. Yeah.
Hey, stop. Can I close out real quick?
No. Let me finish.
Closing out.
Real quick is that put y'all joint on mute. Whoever's on mute, put it on mute. Real quick with me is that Reggie was hiding. Reggie was under the damn bed. Reggie didn't come out to play because he knew if Ankh get beat, Reggie sink with the ship. Now Reggie pops up out of nowhere. The debate is over, and here goes our brother Reggie. Where you been, Reggie?
I watched the whole debate.
Hold on. I ain't finished yet. I got something else to show you. There was a poll taking place, my brother Reggie. And if you watch the whole debate, what was the poll in the Zoom while it was going on? I tell you what it was on YouTube. They're going to poll right there, Reggie. Y'all always say, put up the poll, put up the poll. They're going to poll for this one. And then on Zoom, Reggie, I think Zoom got Sekou winning by a landslide. No wonder Reggie's hiding. No wonder Reggie's hiding. Talk to us, Reggie. Where was you at, brother?
Okay, let me just deal with that. Like brother,
and then I'm gonna get brother live next.
what? Okay, I wasn't on immediately because I was talking to brother live.
Sure, you're right. Y'all both was talking. I got you.
Right, we was talking, and I wanted to get off so I can get on here so you won't say this.
Hey,
All right.
Reggie, how lose on YouTube? They ain't even watch the debate.
Exactly. So that's
don't worry about it. We good over here. We want to see y'all take some African spirituality and make that car stop going 100 miles an hour.
All right. So here's the thing. So Sanetta, you changed to Ankh on the last minute, right? First
What you mean? I changed. What you talking about?
No, you said the last time you think that Ankh is going to win. That's your last comment, right?
No, I never said that, brother.
Yeah, it's on one of the shows. Yeah.
Man, prove it. Get that video.
I find that. I don't want to waste my time with that.
I don't know that. And see, I can say that because I'm not the moderator.
Right.
I'm the moderator.
You can say whatever you want to say. You can say whatever you want to say. But Morpheus in this conversation, he said something really important. It's real quick, right? Religion and spirituality is things unobserved. Science is things that's observed. Religion and spirituality is things unmeasured. Science is things that's measured. Science affects the mind, right? Religion affects the heart. Ultimately, at the end of the day, we need for us to go further things that are observable and measurable, right? And that for us to use our mind and not our heart. The problem with Sekou is that he gave nothing that was observable. He gave nothing that was measurable, right? He only appealed to the heart. Now, the religious people who are voting against Ankh, they have to vote against Ankh because they believe in the unobservable, the unmeasurable, and they believe in the heart and faith. So the Moors have to vote against Ankh. The Abos have to vote against Ankh. The Christians have to vote against Ankh. And the Muslims have to vote against Ankh, right? They have to, because they believe in things that are incredible. And when I mean incredible, right? It is not credible. That's a very you kept specific on things that was measurable, observable, and all this other stuff. Look, Africa has to change, and I'll say this last one thing. Thank you, Sarnetta, for letting me speak. Africa is not run by spirituality. Africa is run by leaders who are in partnership with America. They come from the best universities. They train under America and China and Russia. The sheep are the people who are spiritual, and now the African leaders are super exploiting their own people for their bosses, right? So don't think that Africa is not willing to change. Unfortunately, it's people like Sekou that's telling a lie about what's happening with Africa, that they're being oppressed by their leadership who don't believe in spirituality. I'll stop.
Hey, Reggie, If I'd have won the damn poll, yo, I'd have like, damn, I fucked up. I didn't transmit my message.
Brother Reggie.
The fact that the poll said I lost, I know I did a great job of transmitting signs, bro. Trust me, they watch. Trust me, this is going to look. That was Look, man, that was good work right there, man. Trust me. Right. Now we all know why we do what we do. What's up?
And watch this. Unlike everybody else, Ankh has a large sister team. On his team, do you know there's at least 4 to 5 women on his team?
Mm-hmm.
People don't think about that. And these women want science. And these Sekou gonna come by with his socks on. He ain't nobody supporting Sekou, right? Ankh got what I had to sit back was, I'm not gonna tell you, but the women that's on his team, they are more critical than almost all of us. And I just wanted to bring that out, right? I just wanted to bring that out. Okay, I'll mute my mic.
Okay, can I say something?
Shout out to brother Brendan. Shout out to sister Tiffany. Shout out to Juju. Shout out to Reggie. You know what I'm saying? They was definitely part of the research team, man. Brother Brendan put in tireless work, man. Sister Tiffany, man, she put in tireless work. Sister Juju, hours of going through film. All the pseudo killers in the group, man, to put in information, man. I really appreciate that, man. I really got a great perspective from brother Reggie and some of the commentary that he presented with me, and I really appreciate that. So, you know, I just appreciate the whole conversation, man. It was a great one, and now we know, right, what's actually better for Black people because Sekou said it.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
Can I make a statement? I didn't speak yet. Can I speak, sir?
Hold on. Let me let Complex, because you wanted to close out Complex.
Yeah, I'm finna get out of here. Thanks for having me. Hey, Reg, peace again, man. Did a couple shows with you. Appreciate you. Hey, so as an African spiritualist, you said that ain't no Americans doing this. I'm letting you know, I'm on both continents, and I'm an African spiritualist.
I didn't say that. Whoa. I didn't say that.
Just let them finish, huh?
I didn't say that, though. Damn, I don't want you to do a whole 20 minutes.
That's cool. That's what I thought you said. But what I want to say is this. You and Reg on here right now. I was hitting up Sekou with information, actually. So I was asking Sonetta, if y'all want to go around 2v2 like basketball, make it happen.
What?
African spirituality with you and Reggie and me and Sekou. That's what I'm saying.
Sekou already lost.
Yeah,
what?
Nah, bro.
You gotta partner with somebody else.
Reggie, you right here now? What's up?
Yeah, because we have
What
a whole
tradition you
show.
practice, bro? What tradition you practice? What you practice? What's the name of it?
Ifa.
Okay,
what's wrong with that?
No, ain't nothing wrong.
Right, I didn't say it was.
Comments,
huh?
That could be dealt with, and then
like
the
what?
Hebrew guy came on too and said, "We're actually not better for
you're not
blacks in the world."
Tell us more, yo. Tell us more why Ife Shay Shay is good for the whole world. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Tell us why.
Both of y'all go another round.
No. I'm asking you a good question, right? Tell us why Ife Shay Shay is good for the planet Earth or good for Black people. Go ahead.
Now I'm saying you and Reggie here now.
Oh man, come on.
Y'all weren't here earlier. It was just you, So what's up with the two versus two?
Let me just do you real quick.
Go ahead, Reggie.
How many countries in Africa practice Isheshe?
It's a bunch, actually.
Which African countries practice Isheshe?
It's far, bro. It's actually it goes longer than you think it does. Actually,
no. So what African countries use the word?
We talk about today's countries. Sierra Leone has
African countries.
Senegal has Isheshe. I'm asking you.
How many countries he's asking you, brother? How many countries?
I'm saying
it's a straight direct question,
Senegal
brother.
has Isheshe there.
Why you gotta do
Ghana
that?
has Isheshe there. A question on Nigeria has Isheshe there. Cameroon has Isheshe there. I mean, America has Isheshe. Cuba has Isheshe. What do you want?
Okay, so you have practitioners practicing it. Who runs the government? Ain't no Isheshe runs no government.
That's what the Africans say the problem is.
No, but
Tradition
these
should
are
run the
Africans
government.
running the government.
And that's
Africans
what
are
the
running the
problem is.
government, but they ain't running it with no Isheshe.
Who ran it before there was a government?
It don't matter now.
Who ran it, Reggie? Who ran it before there was a government, bro?
Wait.
Who ran Africa before there was a government
Africa
of the
was
white folks?
never united. Africa was never united. That is why Islam was able to sweep through at 640, right? And get Africans under Islam.
So you think the SU and SU are that different,
brother?
You think the SU and SU
have multiple divine kingships, thousands of them, thousands of them.
But one, they had a universal culture. The thing you call Kemet,
let them
Reggie,
finish one at a time, brother. One at a time. You gotta let them finish.
Reggie, that's what I'm saying. You ain't ready. The thing you call Kemet, the priesthood or whatever y'all think is going on with y'all call Kemet, was the culmination of these different Odinala, Isheshe, Vodun. They were all once one. That's the thing. So y'all trying to decipher the Medu Neter, but you can't do it because you have no initiations, you have no training from root to root, from teacher to teacher, from generation to generation. You don't have that. So if y'all want to go, y'all talking now. Let's go. That's what I'm saying.
Who told you that, though, brother?
Who
Why
told me
don't you
this?
just send a lightning bolt or something, yo? Don't send a lightning bolt, yo. Make me a believer, yo. Send a lightning bolt, bro.
Told me that.
Yeah, send a lightning bolt. Go shake some
that.
pots
No,
up,
that's
bro.
not what
Go
we
do
do.
that.
You got us wrong, bro.
Now I don't know what you
watching
got.
too many voodoo movies, bro.
Okay,
That's
so
not
what?
what
So
we
then,
do.
what's the purpose of what you? So what's the purpose of what you saying right now?
You know what? What we missing in America as a culture?
We ain't missing nothing.
They teach me like the 9 steps to marriage.
Nah, bro, you
Steps
in
to
nah,
raising
man.
your
You
children.
in a stone age somewhere with that.
Nah, I ain't in no stone age. Your medicine comes, your pharmaceutical company get medicine from over there. As I said to Reggie on the last show, who gave your ancestors the medicine that made you be here today?
Man, I stop it, man. Knock it off, man.
Y'all don't want to do it. 2 versus 2. Want another round?
No, man. What are you talking about right now, man? Yo, did you hear your man say cool? Did you hear your man? Hold on, Doug. Hold on, bro. Hold on, bro. Let me see how honest you is. Come on for a minute, though. Stop that. Let me ask you this question, yo. Did you hear your man say cool? Say that the poor people use traditional medicine. Did you not hear that man say that?
Hey, if that man make a mistake, you
can't ask. No, stop it. I'm Did you not hear that man say that in that debate? Yes or no, bro?
Hey, if he said that,
no. Did you watch the debate?
I was there, yeah.
Okay, so how the hell you ain't hear that?
I came from the projects. I don't mind what he said, bro. What's your point?
You came from the projects, you don't mind.
Yep.
All right, man. I ain't listening to you.
I ain't
You're wild. You wow. Your spiritual system don't even tell you when to say, yo, be real. Get out of here, man.
I put the money up.
Yeah, I don't want to. You ain't putting no money on nothing, man. You ain't putting no. You from the projects, so I can't say he said that. Whatever,
from the
man.
projects.
Whatever, man. Who don't nobody care about you being from the projects? We care about you being honest.
You said poor. Let me rephrase it then.
I didn't say that. He said that. He said I showed a poor black lady. You don't use traditional medicine. I like pull from the bush. That's what that man said.
Elder, I'm telling you.
No, don't call me no elder. I'm telling you, did you refuse to be honest? So your spiritual system is doo-doo to me right now.
Wow. Because he beat you? It's doo-doo.
Okay, he beat. So who cares?
Did you bring your tissue for that doo-doo, bro?
I'm not crying about the win. Stop it. What the people heard was that traditional African spirituality is for broke people, because that's what medicine is. That man said that out his mouth.
All right, that's it. We're gonna move on.
Yeah, get him out of here, yo. Go shoot a ray and do
I'm gonna
something.
just tell you, leave that brother complex alone. That brother is nice with it. He deals with the spiritual.
Good, man. Tell him to float out of here with that.
And y'all don't want it. And y'all don't want it.
We don't. We don't. Want
it. Brother Lie is biased now, man. Brother Lie, man.
Hey, peace and blessings to y'all.
Oh man. Neil Spite, you got the mic, man.
Wow. Okay. Reggie and Ankh, I agree with you guys about the science of it. I think Ankh got a beautiful concept on what we need in the science thing. But I do think, like Sekou, we do need the spiritual. And what I mean by that is this. Like Ankh even said back in his ancient podcast, it's just a meditation process to keep us in frequency. We know this planet Earth, there's cultural war, there's race. We're not just going to act like that ain't out there, yo. So as Black people, we need something to be on the same frequency, but we need that science to move forward. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right.
All righty, man.
Neftali, would you like to say something? Would you like to let the people know what they're gonna get coming on? I gotta change the flyer, y'all, and I gotta change the date, so don't worry about it. But can you let them know, Neftali, what they gonna get come November?
What they're gonna get is the truth. What they're gonna get is some knowledge and information. What they're gonna get is woken up. That's what they're gonna get. You know what I'm saying? The earth is between 6 to 12,000 years old, and man was created by the Most High God. We were not primates. We were not apes. We were not monkeys. We were intelligent beings from the beginning. Nobody needs to be anything other than that. I believe in science. I'm a creationist, and I believe science is very important.
So Neftali, how you believe in science, but you don't believe in
science,
evolution, or something like that?
Crazy.
Why evolution is a belief system. It's not science. There's something called observable science, and then there's something called pseudoscience, or you have to believe in. You have to believe in that because you didn't observe that. That's the difference. When there is something called experiment, they experiment to be able to find out what is a fact, what is the outcome, what is the conclusion. They're not able to do an experiment because there is no way of seeing it. So you have to believe in that.
Okay. Nepal, what can the people look forward to on this up and coming debate with you and Neftali? Nepal, you there?
Right here.
Yeah, I'm here, Sonnetter. I'm right here. Okay. Just taking me a minute to unmute. What did you ask me? What can they expect? A good debate.
Yeah, you didn't hear
a great debate. I heard what you said, but just obviously.
Yeah. Go ahead.
What did you say?
I'm asking you, what can the people expect coming from you bringing it
forward? A great debate coming from me. Just facts. Information, science, which I do agree with Ankh on one thing. It doesn't matter. People are going to go, no matter how much information you bring, no matter how great your debate is, people are going to follow their dogma and their doctrine. But that's not why I'm doing the debate. I'm doing the debate so I can bring out my information, show that I can bring forward information that's factual, despite the fact that I believe or understand the people who follow the Bible as faith. So that's what I'm going to do, son. And I'm going to do the debate with facts, science, and set my spiritual, religious beliefs aside.
All right, this is going to be a powerful debate, brothers, and the people in the audience, because these are two sisters here that comes out of the Bible. They just have different schools of thoughts, and this is going to be a real heavyweight match right here with these two sisters right here. Brother Saint Reginald, what's up, man? You're in the back, man. Cut your camera on. We got a 4-piece member in the back hiding out. What do you think about this debate coming up, brother?
Well, with Queen Natalie Shalom and then Sister Nepal Shalom. Nepal, let me ask you a question.
Two Israelites, brother. Two Israelites, sisters.
Yes, hi, how are you? Shalom, what is your question?
How old do you think the earth is?
I have a little bit of a delay, so sorry about that.
Right now, she ain't gonna get into that right now. You'll find out at the debate, brother.
Wait, what was the question? I didn't hear it.
I was saying, how old do you think the earth is? I mean, if you want to save it for the debate, I understand, but that was my question.
I don't have to really save it for the debate because you can just look at basic science and you will know. But that's what I'm coming with.
Yeah, this is
basic science. You know, it's not hard. 12,000 years. You know, there's a lot out there scientifically, archaeologically, that shows that the earth is way older than 12,000 years. So just science, good old fashioned science.
Okay, Shalom. I wish both of y'all the best of luck in the debate. May the best debater win. And
Thank
the
you.
reason why I asked is because I know Sister Queen Tali's position on that. So I just wanted to know what yours was on that in particular matter.
Actually, a really good question. I really would like to know what is her premise on what is the age of the earth
That'll be at the debate.
and the universe. I provided my information.
You know, you don't have to keep saying it'll be at the debate, Senator. I love you, but I can answer the question. My information is very solid to the point.
Do you believe it's 13.7 billion years?
Everybody hear me out. Everybody hear me out. You want the people to get their ticket and come in to hear what y'all say. Let it be an element of surprise. You don't want to give it all up now.
Nobody's giving it all up. I'm just holding a conversation. The people want to hear what I have to say.
Hey, Sarnetta, you already know how I feel. The Bible's #1 read book on earth, but I would say this.
Okay.
For this one time, I do agree with you. I'm going to hold the question so that it can bring it out in the debate.
Yeah, it's not about, I just like to actually speak. That's all. You know, if I could just be afforded the right that everyone, or the privilege that everybody else was afforded, Senator, that would be wonderful. So, I'm going to rely on science. I'm going to bring archaeological information. I'm not going to try to pigeonhole my belief in the Bible to fit you know, science. If science says that the earth is older than, I mean, that's what the debate says. I'm arguing that the earth isn't older than 12,000 years. I'm not giving anything away. If science says that the earth is older than 12,000 years, then all I have to do is go to science. Anybody else saying anything differently, they're going to have to do a lot of smoke and mirrors, prestidigitation, confusion. Oh, but you know, they'll try to tell you conspiracy theory. Oh, they just said that carbon dating is wrong. Oh, how do we really know? So, like I said, I will use science. That's all. Good old-fashioned science and scientific record. Scientific record.
Okay, Brother Reginald. Do you think we are apes as well? Are we apes, Reginald?
You talking to Brother Reggie?
No, I don't think we apes, but I understand what they mean when they try to say that humans and modern day apes and monkeys are a part of what's called the primate family. But I mean, me personally, I don't believe that. And I just want to say this real quick. You know, I think defending science in that debate against African spirituality, I mean, and this is crazy coming from me because I'm an Israelite. I rock with the supernatural world, you know, which is something that is explained as science can't give you a real explanation for it. But I picked to win the debate. I feel like, I mean, of course, with science, you can, you know, obviously build buildings. You can, science, based on what it's the study of, you can gain a lot of self-sufficiency with science. So I thought Ankh had a strong case with science, to be honest with you. But what a lot of people don't give us credit for as Israelites is the Bible speaks of us knowing of science in the book of Daniel in the very first chapter. But that's something else on that. The reason why I wanted to say that is because I don't disagree with science being beneficial for us to do right now. I just don't believe the people that's oppressing us are going to allow us to have like a NASA or a Air Force or an Army. Like I think the situation that we're in is going to require divine intervention, brother.
Brother Reginald, are you aware of the scripture where it talks about science of this world is foolishness? That's coming out.
It does, but the science, hold on, Sonetta, hold on. But the science that's mentioned in Daniel chapter 1 and verse 3 is talking about the wisdom that the
brother, if the Bible say the science of this world is foolishness, how are you saying you going with science? Right there, that kills you.
It doesn't, Sonetta, because the thing, what you're trying to do, no, it doesn't. We wasn't, in the back of the day, we wasn't trying to make a liger and take a tiger and genetically crossbreed it with a lion, like some of the stuff they do today in science. So we wasn't doing stuff like that. But in the book of Daniel, it does say that the children of Israel that Nebuchadnezzar had were found with no blemish, that they were understanding in wisdom and science. You, man, pull the scripture up, source up and shut up.
All right. Okay.
Well, hold on, Sinetta. What book is that you're reading? Because that's not even in the King James.
Oh, don't do it. Naphtali, don't do it.
I
It's-
will.
Do it.
If you go to Daniel, hold
It
on.
says,
Can I read it?
go ahead.
I believe it's Daniel chapter 1 and verse 3 down to 4 or 5. It talks about the Judites that were descendants of the princes and the kings that were taken into captivity. It says that they were well favored, and it said that they had understanding and wisdom and knowledge and science. It actually says science, but that's not really why I jumped on. I just said it's like, Unc, I don't disagree with you that the science would help us obviously be able to build houses and filter water. I don't disagree with that. I'm just saying the situation we in, the people that have been oppressing us have advanced so far into science. How are we going to catch up with NASA? How is that going to happen? Those of our people that participate in science right now, they're doing it for the benefit of another people that's ruling over us. That's why I believe we need divine intervention. But I don't disagree with science. I just think the people that's oppressing us ain't going to ever let us get a point where we got an answer. When you got a move that works on Madden, you don't do something different. You keep doing the same play until they can stop it. So these people have a play on us that we can't stop.
I disagree. I don't think that we should be focusing on NASA. I think we should be focusing on our people. I think that
Big Dr. Reg, I apologize for interrupting you, but Reggie, how are we going to overcome where we can practice science recreationally without the people who are oppressing us, subjecting us to what we can and can't do?
The Black City Plan. The Black City Plan is not dependent. I wrote the
Man, I love you, Dr. Reg. I'm fucking pissed off right now, man. I had to sign a paper so we could take Dr. Hawas's degree away. They lying about a lot of shit. They won't even tell the truth about the Egyptians being Black, Reg. They're not gonna let us have no fucking real laboratory. This is bullshit. Black people are fucking delusional.
Yo, calm down.
They're not gonna let us have that.
Well, thanks for signing the petition. I helped write the petition. I appreciate that because I think about what you're talking about, practical things. So the thing about it is that our situation is so complex that we have no unity. And one of the things that we don't have unity on is religion is the greatest divider of Black people in America. And so that we have to solve some social issues, right? And then we have to get power. We can get power in our local governments. Don't you see what these 3 Black women are doing? Stacey Abrams, not Stacey Abrams, but Stacey Abrams, I'm gonna add her as the 4th one. But Fonnie Willis is doing. The New York State DA, right, is doing, right, and the judge is doing. They have brought the whole Republican Party to its knees. They have indicted the people who have done the worst damage to us, right, and holding them accountable in a little county in Georgia. They tried to violate voting rights acts in a little county of Georgia, which they needed for Trump to not win, but part of his numbers. And a Black woman did this. A Black woman that, watch this, many religious groups of people say that they can't teach the Bible, but she can damn sure teach the politics and the law. And she has done more. This woman has done more than almost any Black leader has ever done. And she don't even have to call herself Black. She has indicted 19 of the worst devils. And with all their money and all of their power, and they're scrambling to get out of her little county full of Black people. So what I'm saying is,
so let me ask you a question, Dr. Reggie. You think she gonna get them, or do you think they're gonna get away?
Wait. They are scrambling to get out of her county with her jurors, but they can't because they violated the rights of largely Blacks in that county. And they did it in Florida, right? And they did it in several other Black communities, right? But this one Black woman had the fortitude and the smarts in law to break them. Now, do I think that they're going to get away? No, because they didn't get away. They on bail. They got mugshots, right? They are scrambling and crying and trying to get to federal court where they think they have some safety, right? But the black judge in the federal court, she knows the law. She's not letting them get away. They are hoping that they could find somebody like themselves that are white. But don't you see black people are doing this? And black people are doing this for America, right? For America. These are black Americans. They're not blackity black. They are black Americans, and they are destroying these people. Do you know how many millions of dollars they will spend in legal fees, and they are already losing? Give some credit to the black woman who, guess what? Who puts her Bible in her pocket, who knows the science of law. Give some credit to her. So we need to take baby steps, and maybe we need to support the people that are really working for us and get control of our local politics before we start talking about space. Oh, I wasn't on the big screen. So that's the problem with the mythical mind. The mythical mind, space is closer to the mythical mind, right? I can't put because Sanet is promoting this debate, but I can't put myself on the big screen. But why don't we take baby steps? And this ain't got nothing to do with God. It has nothing to do at all with one God. It has something to do with understanding.
Yeah, I'm gonna brother live talk.
Neftali, you there?
Why y'all cut me off? God killer?
I wasn't trying to cut you off. I thought you was finished. Yo, I know brother live was sitting there.
Okay, I'm finished.
Neftali, you there?
I'm here.
When 1 Corinthians 3:19 says, "For the wisdom of this world is foolishness in God's sight." What are they talking about?
Who taught you that this has to do with science? Who taught you that?
Don't do it, Neftali.
That this scripture has
to let me pull up the blue letter and don't do it.
Let me educate you. No, that's what I'm here to do. You know, I'm a moray, and that's what I do. I educate.
All right, go ahead.
This has nothing to do with science.
Go ahead, break it down.
Do you know the etymology of the word science?
Break it down. Tell us what it is. Hey, Neftali, before you do that.
Hey, you know the etymology of the word science?
Nah, I saw I'm off here, man. I'm out of here, man. I appreciate you.
All right, brother.
Knowledge. That's the real.
It means knowledge. Thank you. Etymology of the word science is knowledge. It's not wisdom. So right here in Proverbs 2:6, it says, "For the Lord gives wisdom. From his mouth come knowledge and understanding." Knowledge is mentioned there because that's what science is. Wisdom is not science.
Hold up, Neftali. See, when you jump to another book, that's a whole different context. Because
you're reading the NIV. You're not even reading the King James.
Let me finish. Because if it wasn't a different context, then he wouldn't come back and say the wisdom of this world is foolishness in God's sight. See? So then you go to Paul and you telling me how great wisdom is, but right here, God said wisdom is foolishness in his sight. So we know that we're talking about different contexts now. We know we're talking about different meanings now. You see? So that's what you got to be careful of. That's all I'm saying, Neftali. Go ahead. Continue.
You're so ready to look for errors that you run to a book that is filled with errors. That's why you have the NIV, because you're not going to find it in the KJV. The Most High said he was going to preserve his word, and he did not preserve it in the NIV. Continue on and read it, but that's why you're going to find these errors. Go into the King James and then let's talk. What does the King James say? 1 Corinthians.
Senator, before you answer that, I just want to jump in. Neftali, I recall you telling me that because it's not Hebrew, you don't care about which version it is. When we had many discussions about King James, you said it doesn't matter because it's a corrupted language. Can you clarify or refresh my memory? Because it's great if you've advanced or changed, you could change your position, But didn't you tell me it doesn't matter what version it is, they're all corrupted?
Oh, I don't know where you got that lesson from. I've never taught that. What I've taught is that the Most High is going to restore the pure language. That's what I've taught. That's scripture. He's going to restore the pure language. We don't have the pure language because he's going to restore it. I've never taught anything about that.
Okay, so if he's going to restore the pure language, does it matter if both are corrupted, KJV and NIV? You agree that those aren't pure. What's the difference of which version he pulls if it's not pure, as you say?
Well, from the sources that we have, based off the Textus Receptus and the different, we have the Ethiopian text, we have many different references to the text. They all manage to coincide and correlate within each other. Then there is no reason for me to go into the NIV, which everybody knows that the NIV is even Christians don't even look at the NIV. They look at the ESV.
Well, here's the King James one right here.
Well, yeah, while you get that, I want to let you know, Naphtali, Christians are the ones who actually translated the NIV from the well, let me put it this way. They made a new version of what they saw in the KJV. They went back to the codex, the different codices, like the original writings that they had back in Latin, the Latin Vulgate, for instance. They look at that, they look at the KJV, they look at the Septuagint, and then they sit down and then they do a new version. So again, I agree with you. It is a corruption in a sense of the Hebrew, but all of them are corrupt. The KJV is not closer or purer than any other new version of the Bible, like the NIV, the New International Version. The KJV is just the same. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's not even a big deal. I just remember you saying you don't think any of the translations are, as you say, pure. So if you're going to split hairs, that's fine. But they're all corrupted.
Well, hold on, Naphtali. Here's the King James version for you. Read it.
Hold on, let me respond to all this that Nepal just said. It was a whole lot that was just said. Please allow me to explain and elaborate more on my understanding of what she's saying here. First of all, you can't correct the Hebrew with the English. The English with the Hebrew, you can't do it, because first of all, when you look at the Hebrew language, it's only between 600 to 800 words, and English is actually one of the hardest languages to learn, because there's more than one way of saying one thing. So the thing is that no, we cannot correct the Hebrew with the English. However, the Most High said he was going to preserve his word, and we know that he preserved his word within the King James Version, because his people, when they were brought into captivity, they were going to learn. We had to learn. He has to preserve his word. How else are we going to know what he wants us to do if he doesn't even give us his word? A lot of people are able to copyright their books, but the Most High is not able to copyright his word.
But how is he preserving the word with the King James Version?
Okay, I don't know why the King James Version is a problem.
No, it's not. You were saying that the NIV was a problem. I was just making a point that they're both corrupt. They're both corrupted versions.
No one has found any errors within the King James. I have a text,
what?
A document. Yes.
What did you just say?
Yes, I did say that. I have a document I have a book that actually answers to every so-called contradiction in the Bible. I have a book that proves all of that wrong. So
okay then. Yeah.
Excuse me, I allowed you to speak. Just because
No, go ahead. I'm saying okay. I'm listening.
Don't understand what's in the Bible. That's not the Bible's that's not the Bible's fault that people don't understand the text. You have to learn it. If you find an error, that's because you are in fact a person that just doesn't understand. That's not the text fault.
Okay.